Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to our Wednesday team call, and we have a special call this week. We are talking about the Forever Pak, which a lot of people have been talking about. I'm really excited to share this information with you tonight. It took me, I first heard about this at NYKO. We were backstage getting ready to go on stage, and one of the other millionaires who I know said, "Oh my God, my team is really killing it with the Forever Pak." And I said, "What's the Forever Pak?" And he told me what it was, and I kind of made sense. I kind of got it, but I didn't really get it, right? I knew what it was, and I understood kind of the concept, but I didn't really get the power of the Forever Pak and why some people, and I'll differentiate this for you in a minute, why some people would want to start working with that. And I need to get everybody muted out. Hold on a second. That's not it. Okay, I think we're all set now. But I cannot drop the chat bar. Okay. So let me share my screen. Sorry about all the clicking. So I would like to introduce Tiffany Teich. Tiffany, I'm so sorry. I should have had a slide for you, and that's the one thing I didn't do. So we're just going to have to wing it. And you can, I would stop share, but I'm not going to do that again and have all those clicks in this call. So Tiffany is a physical therapist. She is also a badass adventurer. She does aerial yoga. That's super cool. And she does a lot of hiking and climbing and other really athletic stuff that impresses me greatly. And Tiffany, I would love for you to share quickly just how you were introduced to Isagenix and your business success so far.
Yeah, so thank you for the intro. I like being referred to as the badass adventurer. So yeah, I'm a PT, and so, we know how to exercise. We think we know how to eat right. We're doing all the right things, but it's a really stressful job. And I found myself overweight and always tired and just not myself. Like, I would come home from work and I'd want to sleep on the couch. And then one day I saw a friend at work who just looked like she had all this energy, and she looked like she lost weight, and like she just seemed different. And I asked her what she was doing, insert Isagenix. So then I start having the results she's having. I started losing some weight. I was feeling more energized, and naturally friends and family start to notice. So naturally I started to share, right? Like, you love something, you share it with your friends and family. Why wouldn't you want them to feel the way you feel? So I started to see an income as I started to share with my friends and family. And then that income started to grow, and I started to find I was having some flexibility with my finances. I was able to pay off a student loan that had been stressful, in my regular everyday, like, you have a great job, but now, all your money is going to your bills. So I had this extra money, and I was able to pay off that loan, take some extra vacations that I wasn't, planning, and I didn't have any spending stress. It was like, go on vacation and actually enjoy vacation because you weren't worrying about the financial implication. And then that business started to grow, and I feel like not only was Isagenix that opportunity to help with like my physical things that I wanted to improve, but now I was getting this financial freeing opportunity as well. And then more recently, thank God for Isagenix, because I had a family emergency with my dad, and I needed to kind of up and leave unexpectedly. And I have a relatively new job in my PT career, and they were great, and they let me have the time off, but it was going to be unpaid. And so thank God for Isagenix, because I didn't have to hesitate, and I was able to just take that trip knowing that I didn't have to, again, worry about that financial implication, and I could be there for my family and with my dad, which is where I definitely needed to be. So that's my story. Ultimately, you know, I have the physical opportunity. I'm starting to grow that financial opportunity, you know, continues to grow. And then my ultimate end game is that time freedom, you know, so that I'm not in a job where I only get limited time off, or I have to be in a certain place to work. I want that freedom to spend more time with my friends and family kind of on my terms. So that's my isogenic story.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love your story. Because really that's at the end of the day, that's really what this is. I mean, the juicy goals, the 90-day juicy goals are great. Like when we look at people that are saying, you know, I want to do this trip, I want to have a new deck, I want to get a cleaning lady, I want all these things that people want. But ultimately, big picture, it's about being able to spend your time the way you want to spend it, being able to be with the people you want to be with when you want to be with them. It is absolutely the time freedom that is the key to why we all do what we do, I think. And so the Forever Pak is a great way to create that. And I'm going to just launch right into it so you can start to see why everybody's talking about the Forever Pak and why it may or may not be for you. Okay? So the Forever Pak. What is the Forever Pak? The Forever Pak is 2 shakes plus isogenesis. So there's no PIBs, right? It's actually not an isogenics recognized pack, if you will. It's 2 shakes plus isogenesis, which is $158.90. It's 108 BB plus the one-time enrollment fee and shipping, right? Now, right now, if somebody wanted to sign up with the Forever Pak this week, the enrollment free, we have free enrollment for somebody who's spending $149 or more. This fits that. I did actually, and so that is the definition for this call of the Forever Pak. So who should promote the Forever Pak? This is not for everyone, okay? And so if you are a person who has no trouble enrolling people with the 30-day system, the premium packs, the value packs, if that is your or the ultimate business pack, right? If those are your go-to packs and on a regular basis, you're able to enroll people with one of those packs and you're highly skilled at dealing with the money objection, then you may not want to switch gears. Do not fix what's not broken. And I can't stress this strongly enough. If you are that person that you're able to, like, you can enroll people with a value pack, don't change what you're doing. This is a very different focus. It's a very different conversation. And the people that you bring in with the Forever Pak are kind of on a different track, right? And so it's a different conversation. I don't know that I would recommend you mixing it up necessarily, but make that decision for yourself. And as we move forward in the presentation. There are people who don't have a weight loss transformation to share. They don't have before and after pictures. Their transformations maybe were more just health oriented, like getting healthier or adopting healthier habits, or they have non-scale victories or stories that are different than a weight loss transformation. This might be a good pack for you. People who do not enjoy or do not have the time to do product and cleanse coaching. We all know that people benefit so amazingly from really good coaching, right? Hold on, I'm just muting everybody because there's some background noise. Okay. And so people benefit from the coaching, and that's what can make or break their success, is having a really good coach, somebody who's really with them and checking in, and that's what a lot of people value about what we provide. So if you're somebody who loves coaching, loves connecting with people and checking in with them, and loves getting those texts that say, oh my God, it's day 5 and I feel amazing, I'm doing the happy dance, I can't even believe how great I feel, how much energy I have, how my clothes are fitting, like I can't even believe the amazing results I'm getting. If you're a person that those texts light you up, this may not be your path, okay? Because this is not the Forever Pak is not the holy wow day 5 transformation journey. It's just not. And so also people, but there are people who they have full-time jobs, they have all these things going on, and they know they don't have the time to give for good support and coaching, and or it's just not their personality. You know, they might not be a nurturing, you know, checking in, you know, and listening, and that might not be your personality. So who should promote the Forever Pak? People who struggle with enrolling people with the higher packs, people who do not have a weight loss transformation, people who do not enjoy or have time for product and cleanse coaching, and people whose target market has healthy aging as a primary goal. These are the people who should promote with the Forever Pak. So I just want to be really clear. If what you're doing is working, I don't know that I would recommend you changing your path, because there's definitely a lot of money in the compensation plan with the PIBs and the double PIBs. You know, a lot of people can make a lot more money from that than they can from their cycles. And so if you're a person, again, that enrolls well with packs, keep enrolling with the packs. It's a lot of really good money. However, if some of these fit you, then we're going to talk a little bit more. So what is isogenesis, and what the heck is a telomere? So Tiffany is going to share with us. She actually watched a video that we're going to reference later and took some notes, and she is going to share exactly, when you're talking about two shakes and isogenesis, what is isogenesis? What does it do for you? What is a telomere? Why are we talking about it? And why is it so important? So Tiffany, over to you.
Hello. Okay, so science nerd. I love this because, you know, us therapists are science nerds. Anyway, so telomeres are those little protective caps, if you want to call them, of our DNA kind of at the end of our chromosome. So that X there on that picture is our chromosome, and that like darker edge is the telomeres. So basically, in layman's terms, every time our cells divide, right, our telomeres get shorter. So once the telomere length, once that like darker end kind of reaches a specific limit, it can no longer divide and the cell will die. So this has been linked in research to the aging process and all your degenerative diseases. So for example, if these were like your eye cells and they got to the end, you might lose your vision. You know, if this was a degenerative process affecting one of your organs, you could have, you know, different components of organ failure. So if it's your heart, maybe you're starting to have some congestive heart failure or something linked to that organ or that system. So we don't want our cells to die, but obviously our cells age as we age. So you start to see that shortening. We have the innate ability to repair these telomeres or these caps. However, the telomerase, which is the enzyme that can do that, is being suppressed and overwhelmed because of our lifestyles. So environmental factors, you know, smoking, pesticides, herbicides, stress in our lives, alcohol, processed foods, things like trans fats and preservatives in our processed foods, those are all kind of speeding up that shortening process, which is why a lot of us will say things like, we were feeling, you know, we feel now, you know, younger than we felt when, you know, 10 years ago, or after we've started isogenesis, we feel, or isogenics, we feel like we're aging backwards. And part of that being that we're getting the nutrition that is lacking, you know, in our soil and some of our other food sources. And then isogenesis kind of comes into play and is helping to support these telomeres and support the telomerase, which is helping them to lengthen and or slow down the shortening process, so that we are feeling like we're staying younger longer, because we're kind of opposing that aging, that shortening process. You can change slides. So the next slide, I won't read it to you. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the things I found interesting in that presentation, but you can see some of the ingredients here, and the literature suggests that some of these plant foods and botanical ingredients can really help support the telomeres. So this is, you know, that solution. You hear a lot of people refer to isogenesis as the fountain of youth, and that's exactly why, because we're, you know, defending against those harmful stressors and slowing down that process that we've all kind of been speeding up with our lifestyles. I found two things really interesting. One of them is actually one of the facts I heard early on about 2 years ago, right when I was getting started with isogenics. And this fact in itself I found astounding. And I was like, oh my God, this is why I need this lifestyle. And what it is that our cells need 90 essential nutrients to be nourished. And right now ours are all malnourished because these nutrients are missing from our soil from overcropping. It's like a research thing. These nutrients are not in the soil. So out of these 90 essential nutrients, 60 of them are minerals. So that's where these ingredients in our isogenics products and our isogenesis come into play. So in 1953, one bowl of spinach gave you all the iron your body needed to be nourished. And in 2007, to get that same amount of iron, you needed 51 bowls of spinach, which is insane. So if we ate that much, we'd all be extremely morbidly obese just to get these nutrients that we need. And it's not just spinach, it's all our vegetables, it's all our fruits. You know, again, the air, the water, the soil, they're not as clean and pure as they used to be because of overcropping, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides. We've kind of, you know, ruined their quality, and our food sources have suffered. The other thing I found interesting on the same topic with processed foods being one of the things that speeds up the shortening process, kind of prevents that lengthening process, is the preservatives and the trans fat and the processed foods. And what do all our kids tend to eat, right? They eat all the junk food, they drink soda, they eat chips, they eat all the preservative filled, trans fat filled foods. And USA Today in 2011 had front page news about how children's telomeres are 10 years shorter than they used to be. So our kids have shorter telomeres to start, and they haven't even really gotten into the aging process. So it's definitely like a serious topic, and there's definitely a lot of research going on. And we are in such a good position to have these products like right at our fingertips.
Thank you. That was perfect. So hopefully that helped people kind of wrap their heads a little bit around isogenesis. I know you probably have to hear the telomere stuff a few times and then review those slides. But the good news is there's a website, www.ForeverPak.com, right? And if you go there, it's a public open website to all of us. There's a 22-minute video with someone explaining everything that that Tiffany just reviewed about what a telomere is and why when telomeres shorten, bad things happen. And that information is available not only to you to bring yourself up to speed, but it's also available for you to send prospects to. Say, hey, just go to this website, watch this 22-minute video. The science behind these products is outstanding. The guy who did the research and the work won a Nobel Prize for his work on telomeres, proven. He's in Popular Mechanic magazine, or Popular Science, sorry, I always say that. Popular Science magazine, there was an article about Bill Andrews and the work he did on telomeres, and that's who we work with. That's who Isogenics works with on isogenesis. And so it's science is sexy, and it's all right there. So you don't have to be an expert on telomeres. You don't have to know everything that Tiffany just told you. You just have to know where the resources are so that you can send your people so they can get educated. And that site doesn't have any place for them to sign up. It's really simple, and it's the video on the telomeres, and then you say, come back to me and we'll get you started, right? So 10 reasons that you would want to share the Forever Pak. So again, I differentiated people who want to take this path versus that, you know, this might make sense for you, might not. If this makes sense for you, these are 10 reasons why it might make sense for you, other than the ones I stated earlier. So simplicity. Number one, simplicity. A confused mind stops. So for some people, right, when the value pack comes, it's overwhelming and they shut down. Even though you've done the open box call with them, you've gone over all the products, and you told them what their plan is, and you're like, you've done your job, it's just too much, and they shut down. So confused mind stops. This is super simple. It's 2 products. You know, it's 2 shakes and an isogenesis. So you take a shake a day and you take 2 isogenesis in the morning and 2 at night. Super simple, right? Super simple. Very affordable. So again, for those of you who struggle with bringing people in with value packs and the different packs and are constantly having the money objection conversation, I would say a couple of things to you. I would say, first of all, you need to go watch the Laura Stevens video on handling objections or the Chris Harder video on handling objections. A, that's one thing you could do if you're always in the money conversation. B, you should be bringing people to your upline if you're struggling and bringing people to three-way calls and let your upline help you get them enrolled. So the money conversations, like we could do a whole call just on the money conversation, but we're not going to do that tonight. This is affordable. Who could argue it's $150 plus, the one-time enrollment fee and tax and shipping? It's a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer, very affordable. The duplication in this, our business is about duplication. If you don't realize that now, write it down and own it, because if you can't duplicate, you have no business. And a lot of people, when they hear you talking about whey protein from New Zealand and aloe vera in the cleanse juice and ashwagandha in the ionics and all these great things that we have, it's wonderful and they love it, but they could never see themselves doing what you do because they would have to learn too much, right? This is duplicatable. They can talk about 2 shakes and then send you to watch the video on isogenesis. That's duplicatable. So that's another reason. Science is sexy. People like science. They like being in the know. They like, using something that a Nobel Prize winner developed. And who doesn't want to stop the aging process, right? Science is sexy. This is dipping your toe in. This is taking that first step on a health journey. So there's a lot of people that you may be talking to who aren't ready to, they might say they have a money objection, but really their objection is they don't want to not drink their glass of wine at dinner at night. Honestly, that's a lot of people. Or they don't want to not drink beer. They don't want to, they might not be ready to drink half their body weight in ounces of water every day. They might not be ready to give up carbs. They might not be ready to do all of the things that we know are going to give them amazing energy and amazing results using one of our normal systems with the normal coaching we provide. They might not be ready. So drinking a shake every day, and they can drink they can replace whatever meal they want, and if they're still having the money conversation and they're asking you which meal to replace, say you might as well replace the most expensive one, which is, depending. If you're a person that goes to work every day and eats out for lunch, then lunch is your most expensive meal, or dinner. So replace one of those meals. If you want to save money, do that. Otherwise, drink a shake in the morning, be done, go about your day. Are you going to have the amazing transformational results that we get with people doing a hardcore 30-day system? No, don't tell people that they will. Will they start to feel better drinking a shake in the morning or shake to replace one meal and taking the isogenesis? Absolutely. Will they start to lose weight? Potentially. If they start to take their health more seriously and they're replacing their breakfast with a shake, they're going to eat better the rest of the day. It's just, you feel better, you start to make better choices, and you start your day with the right protein. So are they going to have off the chart transformations in a short amount of time? Probably not. But are they going to have a transformation? Absolutely they could. So it's letting them dip their toe in and get started, right? And get a spot on your tree and be able to talk to them about the other opportunities that Isagenix provides. People who come in with a value pack or a 30-day, after a couple months, may turn their auto ship off because, maybe they, depending on what they have in their auto ship, or they end up backed up with a lot of product and they have a lot, and they may turn their auto ship off, which we absolutely don't want them to do, because we all know if we watch the 13-minute video I did 2 weeks ago on the Lifestyle Rewards program, you want people to stay on auto ship so they bank their points, so they can participate in our Lifestyle Rewards program. So you want them to keep their auto ship on, and you want them to keep it at 100 BV. So there's a much better likelihood of that happening if they're using this minimal amount of products. They're not, ending up with a huge amount of products in their pantry, and they're using up the products every month that they're getting, like every 28 days, right? People that are leading and getting people enrolled with the Forever Pak find that their monthly order baskets actually increase. So they start with 2 shakes and the isogenesis, and then naturally when they go in, or as they hear other people talking, they'll say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling so good. I am taking on my health. I think I'm going to try Cleanse Day. So they order Cleanse. Or they hear people talking about the Ionics, which in my opinion is one of the best products the company sells. Hands down, I love the Ionics. I really think it's a fantastic product. So they might add Ionics. They might add, you know, you name it. They might add they might start feeling so good they're back at the gym, so they're going to add some of the amped products. They might appreciate good nutrition on the go and start adding the bars, or you name it, right? But they're in the culture, they're using the products, and you've educated them that they want to maintain their monthly auto ship, and you've showed them all the products that they can choose from. The chances are their monthly order basket will increase. Again, we talked about this before. There's very little product coaching. It's 2 shakes and a couple capsules, a couple times a day. It's not rocket science, and it's not something that is hard to wrap their heads around. So they will, it's a pretty DIY program. I'm not saying you shouldn't still check in on them, because that's absolutely what keeps people engaged. I'm not saying don't be a coach at all, but I'm saying you can take a step back, right? And they can still have good results. It's a miracle manager making machine. So this system, super easy to share, right? Simple, affordable, duplicatable, very easy for people to tell 2 people so that they can become a consultant and get paid, and easy for them to show those 2 people how to share with 2 people once they've started using them and had some results, right? Very easy to duplicate, very easy to show how to share. A miracle manager making machine. And that's the first step, as we were discussing earlier and even prior to this call. That is the first step to the road to executive, which, as we talked about, is the gateway to the money in the company. 100 BV is our most important product. Jimmy Smith says it all the time. He's the historically the number 1 all-time cumulative earner in the company. I think his family, does anybody know a statistic? I think I heard at one point he and his family have earned $47 million with Isogenics. So he says that our most important product is the 100 BV order. 100 BV to beat set free. And this sets you up for a very easy every month 100 BV order. And this is true network marketing, because it's building and creating the generation of cycles, which is our residual income. This is truly the make money while you sleep part, right? I know a lot of us enroll with packs and get the PIBs, and they're awesome. Like, people can make a lot of money enrolling with the PIBs, right? With the packs that have the PIBs. But this is the heart and soul of the compensation plan. Make money while you sleep, the cycles, having people ordering 100 BB a month and committed to staying on that and not having it be a financial hardship for them. So I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to open it up for questions. So how do I share the Forever Pak? How do you share the Forever Pak? Send your prospect to ForeverPak.com to watch the 22-minute video on telomeres. Remember, science is sexy. Let them get educated about what this isogenesis is all about. Then you can send them an IsoLife cart with the Forever Pak. Just make a Forever Pak cart in your IsoLife app and send them. Make sure they have the link. After you watch the video, look at this link. This is how you get started, and then send them a welcome letter when they enroll, right? And then show them how to do the same thing. Show them how to share with people that they know and love, and make sure they understand why it's really important to keep that 100 BV order every month, and how they are, in fact, setting up their own virtual health and wellness store, shopping there once a month, getting a rebate for shopping there, and getting even more of a rebate if they show other people how to do the same thing. So that is the end of the presentation. I have not, somebody could check chat and let me know if there's something there that I need to know about, but otherwise I do want to open up the call to questions. And if we don't have any, that means I did a really great job and we can all be done for the night. Anybody? Did I really do that good of a job? Okay, then that's a wrap. So thanks everybody. Thank you, Tiffany, for sharing your story with us. And thank you for doing the research on telomeres and wrapping your head around it. So it made it maybe a little, the entry point for the rest of us a little bit easier to know that it's not as, I mean, there is a lot of science behind it. It's real, it's true science, and it's there. People have gotten amazing results using isogenesis, and there are a lot of testimonial videos about that. And so, but get started. And if you're not using isogenesis, you absolutely should. Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you use it? You've got the opportunity to stop the aging process and possibly maybe reverse it a little. Why wouldn't you? I take 4 a day, and I heard Jimmy Smith said he takes 8 a day, and he's 90 years old and looks amazing. So he would be a good one to believe. So thanks everybody for getting on the call and joining us. I did record it, and I will post it in DAR either later tonight or tomorrow. So thanks.
Thank you.
See you.